A businessman cannot set the price of its product without understanding the cost component involved in the product. Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss the first assignment of business analytics using Excel. We have an example with us. There is a Universal Bag House which produces and sells bags which is made up of cotton. It requires basically three components, cost components. One is cotton, second is hardware costs, and third is labor cost. They have given the prices of all these raw materials as well as the component of raw material which is required to produce one set of bag. Now we need to set up a model which will help businessmen to analyze these costs as well as to predict changes in the revenue if these cost prices are changed. So basically the first part is given part, wherein they have given us the data of prices of all these raw materials. So first of all we should write these information in a proper columnar manner. So first of all we have this cost per unit, cotton costs, hardware costs and labor costs, rupees 35, 25 and 50 respectively. The cotton cost is per kilogram, whereas hardware cost is per set and labor is per hour. Now to produce one bag it requires 800 grams of cotton, then 1.5 set of hardware and half hour of labor. Now in the cost per bag column we need to set up a formula. So this formula is the multiplication of cost per unit multiplied with the quantity required. So here you can see in the formula bar equals to B2 multiplied with D2. So B2 is the cost per unit of cotton and D2 is the quantity required to produce a bag. Similarly, we have to set the formula for hardware cost as well as for labor costs. So it will give us the total cost. In this example, we have total cost of rupees 90.5 to produce one bag. Now we will come to the second part of this scenario. What if there is an increase in the prices of hardware? So we will discuss this second table, wherein we have assumed a percentage increase in the cost of raw material, that is cost of cotton, cost of hardware and labor. So for example we have taken 2% increase in the prices. Now what we have to do, if the prices increased, what will be the impact of profits, and it is based on the per year increase in the cost. So we have taken 5 years prediction. In this, the number 0 represents the current year. So in current year, what is the price of the cotton? It's 28. What is the price of the hardware which is required to produce one bag? It's 37.50 and labor cost is rupees 25. So total it requires 90.50. So we have taken these costs from the first given part. Basically, if we check the formula here in cell B11, that is E2. So E2 means we have taken directly this cost of E2 from E2. So cost of cotton which is required for producing one bag. Similarly, in the cell C11 we have taken data from E3, and in cell D11 we have taken data from E5. 4. Okay. Now, if the price is increased with 2%, then in the first year, what will be the price? So, basically, we will use another formula here, so which will give us the increased price of cotton. So, equals to this sale, because this is the original price, multiplied with, so it's multiplied with, we need to consider percentage as well, into bracket 1 plus 1 plus this cell. So this formula basically 1 plus, why we have taken 1 plus, so this will calculate the percentage 2% of 28, and it will add that 2 percentage in this 28 amount, and it will give the result. So increased cost we will be getting directly here. So it's 28.56, right? But now if we take this formula to the next sales, if we fill it down, it might give us an error, right? So why this error? Because what happens when we drag this formula, the reference of B8 cell, the reference for the cell B8, it gets changed, right? So the reference for the cell B11, it's okay, because every year we are going to take the data from the above row, but for this reference we need to fix it. So 2% should be fixed. To fix it, we need to put dollar sign in front of this B, in between B and 8. Now if we drag this formula, it won't give us any error. Similarly, we have to put the formula here also in cell C12, same for labor cost as well. Now this will give us the total cost, increased total cost per year. Now the third part of this scenario is to find out revenue. So the total cost per unit of bag 90.5, which we have taken from the first part of the problem. So this E5. Now the revenue. So revenue is basically a selling price of the product, which we might be getting from the, they have mentioned it that the selling price of the product is 140 per unit. So we have taken it from there. Now the profit per bag is 49.5. Now if we produce 200 bags, what will be the profit? So it's 9,900. How this profit is calculated? Simply this 200 units multiplied with the per unit of cost. So this is all for the first assignment. See you in the second assignment.